This is the true story of Audie Murphy, America's most decorated combat soldier. In the winter of 1945, in the frozen fields of eastern France, a single American soldier stood alone against an advancing German force. He was outnumbered, he was wounded, and by all logic he should have retreated. Instead, he climbed onto a burning tank destroyer and changed history. This is the true story of Audie Murphy, one of the greatest military heroes the United States has ever known. Audie Murphy was born on June 20th, 1925 in rural Texas. He grew up in extreme poverty during the Great Depression, the son of sharecropper parents. His childhood was marked by hunger, hard labor, and responsibility far beyond his years. When Audie was just a teenager, his father abandoned the family. Soon after, his mother died. At only 16 years old, Audie became responsible for his younger siblings. Despite his small size, just 5 feet 5 inches tall and barely 110 pounds, Audie wanted to serve his country. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, he tried to enlist in the Marines, the Navy, and the Army Air Corps. All of them turned him away. Finally, the U.S. Army accepted him. In 1942, Audie Murphy was sent to Europe as part of the 3rd Infantry Division. What followed would make him a legend. Murphy saw combat in Sicily, Italy, and France. Time and again, he displayed a level of courage that stunned even seasoned officers. He earned his first medals by crawling alone toward enemy positions, destroying machine gun nests and capturing German soldiers, sometimes single-handedly. But it was what happened on January 26, 1945, near the village of Holzweiler, France, that defined his legacy. Murphy was a second lieutenant leading a company that had already suffered heavy losses. As German infantry and tanks advanced through the snow-covered forest, Murphy ordered his men to fall back to safer ground. Then he stayed behind. Nearby was a burning M10 tank destroyer. Already hit and engulfed in flames, most soldiers would have avoided it. Audie Murphy climbed on top of it using the tank's exposed 50 caliber machine gun. Murphy stood fully exposed to enemy fire and began firing into the advancing German troops. Bullets tore through the air. Artillery exploded around him. The tank could have exploded at any moment. He didn't move. For nearly an hour, Murphy held off an entire German company, over 200 soldiers, calling in artillery strikes by radio while firing continuously. He was wounded in the leg, still he fought. Only when he ran out of ammunition did Murphy finally withdraw, limping back to his men. Then, astonishingly, he led a counterattack that forced the Germans to retreat. Audie Murphy had single-handedly stopped a full enemy assault. For this action, he was awarded the Medal of Honor, the highest military decoration in the United States. He was just 19 years old. By the end of World War II, Audie Murphy was the most decorated American combat soldier of the war. His medals included the Medal of Honor, the Distinguished Service Cross twice, Silver Star, Bronze Star twice, Silver Star, Bronze Star twice, Purple Heart 3 times, and numerous awards from France and Belgium. But the war didn't truly end for Audie Murphy. After returning home, Murphy was hailed as a national hero. He appeared on magazine covers and was celebrated across America. Hollywood came calling. Murphy became a successful actor, starring in over 40 films, often playing soldiers In 1955, he portrayed himself in the movie To Hell and Back, based on his own wartime experiences. It became Universal Studios' biggest hit for over a decade. Yet beyond the fame, Murphy was struggling. Audie Murphy suffered from what we now recognize as post-traumatic stress disorder. He had nightmares. He slept with a loaded pistol under his pillow. He battled insomnia, depression, and guilt over the men he lost. At a time when PTSD was poorly understood, Murphy spoke openly about the psychological toll of war. He became an advocate for veterans suffering in silence, long before it was socially acceptable to do so. His bravery extended beyond the battlefield. On May 28, 1971, Audie Murphy died in a plane crash in Virginia. He was only 45 years old. At his request, he was buried at Arlington National Cemetery in a simple grave. No special markings, no gold leaf, just his name and rank. Visitors still leave coins, flowers, and small American flags at the headstone. Audie Murphy once said, "I'm not brave, I'm just a soldier doing his job." But history tells a different story. He was brave. When fear would have stopped most people, he was strong when wounded and outnumbered. And he was honest about the unseen scars of war. Audie Murphy's story is not just about combat. It's about sacrifice, resilience, and the true cost of freedom. Heroes don't always look like legends. Sometimes they're young, undersized, and terrified, who choose to stand anyway. That was Audie Murphy. Thank you for watching.